Testing 1 2. Test it 1 2. Shalom Israel. How about Shem Shai Brakatham? How Shemal Taba Shem Shai. This is the ISUPK South Carolina Lashawan Qadash class in Greenville, South Carolina. We're here. We're the ISUPK start off 1 West 125th Street of Harlem, New York, where we teach Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Under Commanding General Yohanan, where we teach Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Officer Gazak Shapar, teaching Lashawan Qadash. We're teaching the ancient Hebrew and the Syrian Hebrew, of course. And just keep in mind, we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We see a lot of groups out there trying to go and trying to be like us, but they're not. This is the Lashawan Qadash class out of Greenville, South Carolina. We're welcoming people in the chat. We're going to teach a little vocabulary and go over the characters of the Hebrew to explain some things, because we haven't went over a class like that in a while, to make sure people can understand. So participate with me in vocabulary class so you can understand. That's the only way you can learn how to spell the Hebrew out, to transliterate it in English, and then of course so you can see what the word looks like in Hebrew, so you can transliterate it or understand it in the vocabulary meaning to what it's supposed to sound like and what it's supposed to look like in Hebrew. We read Hebrew from right to left. Hebrew has 22 characters in it. It also has 5 extra characters in the Assyrian Hebrew. Syrian Hebrew has 27, so the ancient Hebrew has 22 characters. Who got in class today? Let's see. Got Azara, Shar, Azara. Who's that? Kalatazar. Has some more people up in class. Yeah, well, if you're looking for your Hebrew name, make sure you take the time to fill out the information so you can get your Hebrew name here. That is a very, very good thing to do and have. After about 6 months, you get in class. How many days? I think maybe 90 days. Do your 90 days here in class, and you get your Hebrew name, of course. And we name you, but you got to participate and come in class. So make sure you participate. I think one Officer Shar has the information in the chat. All you got to do is just fill it out. Of course, in every class, we try to offer that up there in that link. Okay, the attendance. That's how we know. We just had a couple of people put in class. Given their name last week, I believe. Okay, let's see who else we got in class. Okay, all right. So let's get started here. We'll okay. Let's go and let's get to some names here. Let's get to what we understand as Hebrew. In the understanding in the ancient Hebrew, we're going to do both the ancient and the. We're going to take our time here. Like if you write a that's a that's what that is. So, there we good. Let me see that word. Okay. And of course, in Assyrian, it'll look like this. Same thing. If you want to do a word like in we'll have a word like say, we'll finish it off, we'll say arataza, aratazah. Let's see that okay? Okay. And of course, that symbol there, is this first symbol here, just to start out. And of course, you have Ra and then Dasa there, okay? And of course, in Assyrian, let's see what that would look like. Let's before we get that far, let's go back and let's go here and do it this way. We have people checking in still in class. And we're gonna read Hebrew from right to left, so that word will look like this. Then of course you have Ra. You look on our Hebrew chart over there. A Ra, and then you have a Tazah. You got to understand that's what we do like this. Okay? So you have Ra, and Tazah. Of course, these upside down U's are called connectors. In Assyrian, that word will look like this. We'll put it down here in red. It'll look like this. Ra, and then you have a word Tazah. It'll look like this. Like that. Now, we'll fly through this real quick, get you to participate here. I know everybody's at home sitting back, drinking the wine and the water, some bread. Friday night class here, mapping it up with Officer Kazakh Par. Aratazah. Anybody know what Aratazah mean, by the way? So that's how you spell it. Aratazah. You have these are connectors, of course, for your, we call this the ancient Hebrew. Just kind of go slow here on the first one here. And this is called the Assyrian Hebrew. Okay. Anybody in the chat, that could share with us, preferably one of our students. We know your officers may know it, but if you know it, just go ahead and put it in the chat. That's fine. What does this word mean, aratazah? Because it starts with an and that's the first symbol that occurs on the Hebrew chart. The Hebrew chart, Ba Gada Hawazaka Tayakala Manasa. I Pataza Kwarashata. And you can see our Hebrew chart back there. You can see it pretty much. Hold on, give me a bigger picture. Let me see what we got over there on that chart. Somebody wrote it in there what it is. What did it say?
Azra said earth.
It's earth?
Yes.
Yeah. And Hebrew, that word means this.
And UPK Shar also said
it. Shar even said it.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Shar. And Azara says it means the earth. You know, that's what the word means, literally. Let's clap it up for them, right? That's what that word means, aratazah. So you can use that word in many ways, but it really means the ground or the cover. That's what that's who we are. That's the dimension that we're under. That's where we're bodies. You know, we're dirt. Aratazah. Okay. We're not the material up there that the angels are made of. They're not made of aratazah. You know, they're more they the aratazah is meant for us, for the children, for the Most High. Okay, made for the people that dwell on the earth, right? And celestial material, whatever that material is, I'm not a chemist like that, but the celestial material would be what the angels are made of, you know. And of course, those angels that are up there in what you call Shemayim or heavens, okay? That's earth, okay? All right. And this is what we're going to do tonight. And I'm going to give you some words up here. We're going to break them down. We're going to have understanding on it, but it's going to be going like something like this. But just keep in mind the ancient. And then what are these called? Connectors, right? So that means upside down U says that means that you give one sound to one character. These are called Hebrew characters. When you spell them out in Hebrew, they're Hebrew characters. Of course, in English, these are just regular alphabet. You know, A, B, C, D, F, G. But we don't say that. We say Abagada, Hawazaka. Everything you see in Hebrew has a or an I. Okay? What does that mean? That means if you see something, when you go down there and say every word that you're going to say is going to have a behind it. Look at that. Taza, ra, everything. So when you use that first letter or first Hebrew character, eventually everything's going to go around saying okay? Rataza, you know, things like that. Shamayam, which means heaven. Mayam, water. Yayan, you're still using that sound. Except for when you get to words like, well, you'll say words like let's see. What do you want to say? What do you want to use for There's a whole lot of words here. What word I want to use? Let's say that. Itazah, which means tree, things like that. Then you use an I, of course. Very, very seldom. I have a sister, her name is Azara. Okay, which means help me. That's just what it means. But her name starts with an I. So that's what you got to understand. Okay? So let's erase this. Let's keep going. All right, let's go. And I'm gonna break it down to well, I ain't good at my left hand doing that, is I? Let's use the right hand. Yeah, that's much better. Look at that. Okay, are we good? See that board? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so let's use what we call a ba. Ba. Now let's go over here. That ba spells like this in English. Ba, okay? Like that. Ba. I don't want to put any extra symbols on there. Let's put it above it because people will mess that up. Ba. That's what that is. You say, ooh, that's what that looks like? Well, that's what it looks like in ancient Hebrew. Okay. Now, if you want to say ba over here, okay. Back to the basics, okay? That's a ba also. See? Understand? And that you can yield a word like that for ba. You can call the word, you can say, ooh. We can use a word like bond. Okay? Bond. And how would you spell that in Hebrew? Well, you would spell it just like you have it on the board here. You have like that. It's like it. B, ba, and then you need a na, because Hebrew is right to left. You wouldn't go this way, so you're going to come this way. You're going to go, Hebrew is written like that, going this direction, from right to left. Let's get some room here. Okay, bond. Okay, so we would have a na, so we need a like this. So we want to join that together. One sound. Okay, what is that connector called? Because remember, we're doing what? Ancient Hebrew, right? Okay. That's ancient Hebrew. Over here, we're going to use the Assyrian. We'll do that in red. How about that? We good?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And of course, Assyrian Hebrew, it'll be the same word, bond, but it'll look like what? This. Bond. Now you got to use something like this. But some people will try to use, of course, the na that looks like this, because that's what the na actually looks like. Who in the chat can tell me? Let's put it in black here so people can give me a little help there. Who in the chat can tell me this is Syrian? Why that? What's the difference between this na and this na? And that word, of course, bond just simply means son. Oops. It simply means son. Okay. Well, right now, I'm interested in to understand why that character over that character in the Assyrian. Who in the chat can tell me that? What is this character and what is that character? They're both nas, but why this occurs ban and this? Why not use that one? Why? Somebody explain it in the shortest amount of words that you can tell me. You ain't got to do a dictionary on it. Just tell me, what are we trying to do here? If you're using the Assyrian Hebrew right there, then what is that for? Go ahead, put it in the chat. It'll pop up. Let us know what you're doing. Okay? I'll wait. What is this character called? That's in effect what I'm asking. It's part of our vocabulary lesson tonight, right? Anybody? What's that ending? Right there. I tried to help you. Go ahead.
Azra said ending.
See, what is it?
She says it's an ending.
It's an ending. Why is that an ending? It's called an ending character, right? Why is that important? It's important because if you don't know that, I don't use Assyrian that much because over here, this is a whole different language here. This is an ancient Hebrew, and of course, this is an Assyrian Hebrew. The sounds are exactly the same. But over here we have the word ban means son, just like bath means daughter. So we're saying ban, ba, that's that ba sound. So to make it basic for people starting out, and even if you already know it, just sharpens your skill. Na, because we have ending characters in Hebrew, we have 5 of them. And those characters, you know, they look like this, like this. Like that. And here's another one, like that. And here's another one, like this, like that. And here's another one, like this, like that, okay? Those are the ending characters, and here's one of them right here. That's a na. Those characters must be used, and this is what a regular end looks like right here. But those characters must be used when you're doing Hebrew in the Assyrian only. They have no connectors. I'll put some right here, that connector. Okay, so just don't worry about the ancient. Just concentrate on this right here now. It's important because once I learn the lesson, then I won't have to explain this no more, okay? So there, one of these characters have to be used. In this case, there it is right there. That's why it's important to make these characters come alive and look like they have a look to them. You know, so ban. There we go. That's the na, okay? Ending characters. That makes sense? Who said that? Sister Azara?
Sister Azara.
Yeah, we don't call her the other name no more. Ain't gonna even dignify. So clap it up for her. Exactly right, okay? We understand that, right? All right, let's move on. Now I'm gonna let you guys guess. I'm gonna give you some words here. Let you come up with the transliteration of them. Makes it a lot easier. Where we at? Ga now? Let's use Ga. Let's do that one, okay? Let's use Ga. Ga. Okay, so let's spell it. Let's spell something on the board here, right? Let's use it. Let's spell what it looks like. Ga. Ga. That's what it is. Okay, so let's spell the word, right? All right, like this. All right, tell me what this word spells, and I'll put it down in Assyrian also, right? And it's the same Ga, but only in Assyrian and ancient, they look different. And this is what we're after now. Remember, Hebrew reads from right to left. So I start off over here, but the Ga over here looks different. It'll look like this. Something like that, okay? And then, of course, you know, you gotta find out what everything on the board looks like. So it goes like this, okay? Okay, and then you want to say like this, like that. Y'all got it? Yes. Yeah. Okay, it's called transliteration time. Let's spell it out. Spell out what you think this is. What does this look like here? I mean, this is 2 different languages. One of these times I'm gonna put I'm doing the red tonight in Assyrian. This is a Ga. That Ga is this right there. That first letter is the Ga. Okay? We're going to go down the Hebrew characters tonight. We'll go back to basics so people can understand. Okay? We should have some people over here that kind of got it. I don't know. Y'all take your time here. Okay. All right. Just lock you there. God. What is that? Anybody got it? Spell it out. This is, see, the first step is to simply spell it out. You know, before you go around trying to figure out what it means, you got to spell it in the language that you're native to. But we got to spell it out in English. This ain't French. You know, I don't speak no French. Parlez-vous français? No, parlez-vous français? Just a little poquita Spanish. But right now we're talking about Hebrew, man. Israelite School and Universal Practical Knowledge was talking about Lashawan Qadash class. This is our Hebrew from the old ancient language that the Most High gave us. Complete language, man. Okay. What we got? Anybody?
God.
What we got?
Sister Azra said Gamal.
Gamal? That's what she said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Anybody in class? Okay. Gamal. Okay. That's what that word spells. Okay. And she's right. Clap it up. Gamal. Now, what does that word mean? Anybody can take a stab and guess at it since now that you understand it in English. Now, what does it mean? If you're not, I mean, I'll give it to you. What does it sound like? Gamal. What does it sound like? That's a good hint. You know? Go ahead. What you got?
Camel.
Means camel? Clap it up for that sister. Right. Exactly right. Camel. So the word simply says Gamal or Gamal. Like that. You know, like a camel. That's like an Andromedan. Something like that. You got two humpback camels. And those little humps on there, I discovered that they're not water. They don't carry water. Well, I think what they do is I could be wrong. I think they describe them as on the double humps on his back or the hump. It's like a system that takes and purifies this water. Okay. Like if it was drinking salt water, it would filter the salt out of the water. That's how the Most High, the Bible says, that's how the Lord has formed the animals and made this whole world. This whole world's in balance, man, until Esau got hold to it and destroyed it. As simple as that, right? Esau just got in here and destroyed our world and made it unbalanced. And now even the animals don't even have the idea. You can't right now. You can't even tell the winters from the summers, the spring. Seem like we missed fall. We were straight in the winter. Shot, bam. You know, I suspect we're going to the summer straight into. I mean, into winter, straight into maybe a quick spring. Who knows? It may go straight into summer. We don't know. We can't tell the seasons anymore, man. You know, I can't. But Gamal or Gamal, same thing here. You have, and this word here in the Hebrew, in the ancient, is Ga, then Mal. Okay? Which one we're on now? Y'all understand that? Yeah. All right. Let's get into the next one here. What were we on here? A da. Let's go to a da. Here's a good one right here. Okay, da looks like this. It looks like this. Okay, like a little triangle looking thing, right? But over in ancient Hebrew, the da looks more like this. More like that. Okay, more like that. Okay, so some spell this word right here. I'm giving you. We're giving you. Okay, I'm giving you an idea of what the word is. Of course, give you a little bit. uh, let's see. Oops. Um, and then we're going to say like this. Like that. That's, of course, keep in mind, this is the ancient here that we're doing. And of course, the Syrian is down below it in red here. And transliterate this word. That means to come up with what it looks like in English. All right? That's what we're doing. Of course, you're going to keep it in mind that you got your characters up here and you got your connectors going on here. And that'll help you with the sound, right? But this is how you do Hebrew. Okay? So we use this like that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. There we go. What does that look like to you? Just transliterate it. That's all you have to do. They see that pretty good. And of course, pay attention to your Hebrew chart back there so you can understand when you write these, these characters right here. Yeah, just helping you out here. When you write these characters. So now you want to say, straight across to the word. That makes sense? But we first got to transliterate it to see what it looks like in English, because that's the language that we're in captivity to. That makes sense? So that's where we are. Okay. Transliterate that. Give you guys a few seconds. Take your time. I know people are getting off work and having time to relax, because that's what I'm doing here in Lashawan Qadash class, except for I'm working and relaxing at the same time, right? Drink a little wine, your yan, drink a little of my yam, some water. We gonna see. Let you guess what it is. But anyway, these are two words that have the exact same sound, but they are spelled entirely different. In ancient Hebrew is a language, the pure language that the Most High gave us from the beginning. Of course, the one in the red here is when we were in captivity in the Assyrians, in the Daniel time of Daniel, who wrote about Babylon would be that that the Lord will. Uh, Daniel was a dreamer of dreams. I'm sorry. I mean, he interpreted dreams. I'm sorry. That's what he did. He told that King Nebuchadnezzar at that time. But that's those Assyrians had us in captivity, man. They would think to change the days, laws, and time, and sure enough, that's what they do. We're in a country right now, Babylon or America, that Esau or this Idumea, El Blanco, or whatever you want to call him, he's changing his laws and time anytime and every time he gets a chance to do so. And that's what he does, you know. Uh, but anyway, what is this right here? Before we get into, we have to first finish and find out, what does this word look like? What is this word? Who? Anybody? I'll go ahead and spell it out. That word right there is this word right here. Let's spell it. Da, ga. How about that? That work?
God.
You say, Kazakh, what in the hell is a da, ga? That is called it's like the same word that you would use for like the fish god or just fish. You know, because the Philistines, they had a god back then. They called him Dagon. That's where you get that word. Just call him fish. That was their fish god. If you notice that old wicked Esau Pope, he wears that little mitre crown or mitre crown, I'm sorry, on his head, and it's got looks like a little fish, because that's where you get it from, the fish god. They they worship Babylon, and that's what America. Let's see if we know by the time. They say, "Come out of her, my people," right? Be not partaker of her sins. Let's figure this out here. Let's let the Bible talk here, right? All right, let's see. Let's see where that at here. There it is right there. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 4. How about that? We're gonna go there? Can I go there? Yeah, let's go there. It says, and I heard another Revelation 18 and 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." Now, who is the people? The people are the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the 12 tribes of Israel, the greatest people that ever walked the earth, right here in front of you. Living color, right here. Is what you got to understand, all right? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not her plagues." You know, come out of her. Come out of her, right? For her sins have reached up to heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. Reward even as a reward and double. But that's the Babylon that the Most High is talking about. It's just right. Let's go back into a little bit right here. It says right here, and he cried with a mighty voice. Let's go back all the way down, back to the Babylon is fallen. And after these things, I saw another, verse 1. I saw another coming down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was light with his glory. Okay. And then it says, and he cried mightily with a voice. And this coming down from the real heavens, the Shemaim's up there. Okay. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, man. Kazak. That's when you use that word now, strong. Strong voice, right? A strong speech, strong debar, right? A strong voice. All right. That's what you want to use, really. Kazak Shapar, strong voice. That's my name. Okay. With a strong Kazak Shapar. Okay. It's saying Babylon. Who is Babylon? That's the place of confusion. That Babylon, that place, that coming out of the place where Babylon, the Africans, I believe, right, at first, okay? But the Babylon they're talking about right now, right here in America, that place, this place symbolizes what they used to have back in the old ancient Babylon, okay? Babylon is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils. You better believe that. They got plenty of them devils up in here. You know, plenty Esau the devil, become the habitation of them. Yeah, of course, because that's what you see around here. You know, they rule over us. It's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit. Yeah, that's true. Every foul spirit and every unclean and hateful bird, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication of the kings of the earth, committed fornication with her, and merchants of the earth wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? It says, come out of that Babylon, right? Well, that Babylon, that fish god, right? The God, That's what the Pope wears on his mitre, right? Well, that Babylon, they started that Babylon confusion and understanding a long time ago. You know, with that fish, that word fish, daga or dagan, okay, where that word would come from. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." The Most High wants us to come out of this Babylon. The people that would have a fish as their god. That's really, I said all that to say this. They would have a fish, the god, as their god. You know how foolish that is. You see what I'm saying? And this says, "Be not partakers of her sins," because it says this, and that he received not her plagues. So the Lord already plagued this earth, man. He's already plagued. So we had a word eratas out there right before. That's the word earth, okay? For her sins have reached unto the Shemayims or heavens, okay? And Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities, okay? Anyway, we'll stop at that right there. But that's letting you know that that's that word right there, daga. Same way in the Greek. I mean the Assyrian, it's like it. Daga. But because they don't have any um, understanding, I mean, you know, when they had us in captivity, they just changed their whole sound, the whole this. I mean, I'm sorry, kept the sound, they changed the whole. I guess the Nebuchadnezzar and all them that there say, "Now we don't want y'all to have this pure language here. Y'all keep the same sounds because we got to communicate." And I'm pretty sure some of them spoke the Assyrian too. You know. Anyway, y'all good with that? Fish. That's what it means. Okay. What's the next one here? Anybody know? We got words up there. We got a Hebrew chart. I'm trying to get you to understand and learn this Hebrew chart. The best way to do it, I know, is to go over it. So when I do things out of the Bible, you'll begin to understand, okay? A little better, right? Abagada ha 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 ha. So let's use ha, right? Let's use ha. Okay. What does ha look like in the Hebrew? It looks like this. It actually looks like this. There we go. Okay. So we can use a word like let's use this word right here to symbolize this. Okay. Let's use this word to kind of like make it come alive. Right here. Tell me what this word means right here. I mean, not means, just tell me what this word spells. I'm sorry, lock it. What it spells. How does it spell? What we got? Okay. Y'all tell me what this looks like. Okay. Tell me what it spells like. Okay. Of course, I have this word also in ancient Hebrew. I'm writing the ancient and the Assyrian tonight. There's the ancient, there's the Assyrian. But what does this word transliterate? Okay. And take your time on the Hebrew board there. Take your time. Anybody? Give y'all a few seconds to type. Some of y'all may be sitting there sipping a little wine or Drinking some water and go and get you another stack. So we're gonna go ahead. What you got?
Sister Azra says halak.
Halak.
Okay.
All right. So you're learning. You learn how to transliterate. This may seem simple or mundane, but once you learn this skill right here, then you can grow on further. Okay. It helps you in your Hebrew. Okay.
Sister Parabah said halak.
Who?
Sister Parabah.
Oh, Parabah's in class?
Yes.
Hey, clap it up for both of them. We got Shar, Parabah, Azra, Hawabah. Damn, I ain't seen her in class in years. Shar must have just got on the case. But anyway. Yahweh Shemi How Shai Baraka Thumb to my brothers. Yahweh Shema Aleph Thumb by Shemi How Shai to all my sisters, man. Thank you for being in class. We appreciate that. And now ISUPK South Carolina class. Anyway, what they both say, halak? Is that what they say?
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anybody know what that word means? But that's what it is. It translates to be halak, but it means this. In his, anybody said?
Second.
They did? Who's
Second.
that? Who said that?
That was Parabah.
Okay, Parabah, gotcha. So the word itself means this: to walk. Put this in your vocabulary, okay? To walk. That's what it means. Halak means simply to walk. To walk. That's all it means. This walk like when it's just another word for walk. Okay. I'm not gonna get into the detail because there's a whole lot of different meanings, translation you can come up with. But it simply means to walk. If you want to walk, you walk to the store. In this case, it just means to walk. Walking down the street, or to have a metaphoric understanding of you walk with the Lord. Halak. Same thing. You can use it in that sense. In this case, I don't want to get involved with the different things, but that's what it means. Halak means to walk. Okay, everybody good with that? All right, let's move on to the next one. Y'all like that, didn't you? Now, if I mix this stuff up here now, so y'all will automatically know if y'all feeding off the, oh man, we know what that is. Let me give it to them in Assyrian. How about that? Let's see how good y'all Syrian is. All right, come on now, wake up. All right, shit. All right, let's give you another. I'm gonna mix it up. I ain't gonna go alphabetical order. I'm not gonna go in alphabetical order or Hebrew character order in this sense, okay? Because they're really not alphabets. I'm gonna give you a whole nother word. How about that? Okay, y'all ready? I'm gonna give y'all. I'm not gonna tell you what this word look like. I'm just gonna give it to you on the board until you transliterate. Then we'll go from there, right? So let's go, man. Let's do this. Let's do this right here, man. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Check that word out, that one, and then you got this. I'll go ahead and do it in ancient. Okay. I'm gonna make some mistakes up here. I want y'all to tell me what's going on here. Slocky. There we go. Tell me what that word transliterate out as. Let's go there first. And tell me what mistake have I made on the board, if any. It could be anything up here, but there's a mistake up here somewhere on those transliterations. Okay. Yeah. Tell me what that word transliterates to be. Of course, I'm using the ancient and the Assyrian today. Ancient in black and the Assyrian, of course, in red, right? That's what I'm doing. All right. Y'all take your time. And of course, I made a purposeful mistake for teaching edification. For your teaching edification, there's a mistake on the board. I did that for you. So, you guys drinking your wine, you can have a little understanding. Oh, man, he did that? Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, tonight we're teaching the vocabulary class here in Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the Lashawan Qadash class, the Holy Tongue, man. We're teaching the ancient Hebrew and the Syrian Hebrew to our people, right? Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. And if there's anybody else tuning in, just as long as you're sitting down, shutting up, being quiet, if you ain't in the class or you ain't in our school, hey, hey, nothing I can do about that. Just go ahead and enjoy the class and just chill out. Don't be like some people I have to kick out all the time, you know. Anyway, like I said, what does this word transliterate to mean here? What is that? And of course, like I said, I got a mistake up here purposely. But first, you got to transliterate this word out for me. So we want to grow from there. What we got? We got Sister Izar, Atazar, Jesus, Izara, Slaki. Y'all gonna tell me? Y'all gonna anyway? Izara.
Parabon.
What parable got?
Nobody has it in Salakis.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I mean, they probably people. I mean, when you're doing class like this, what you're doing is helping people in class to get understanding, an understanding of what's going on. You know. So we'll go ahead and we'll move. Okay. Y'all got it yet?
Sister Azra says it's shaman.
This word like that? Did I spell it right? Like that, right?
Yes.
And where's the mistake on the board? I got a mistake up here too. Izara. Mm-hmm. Tell me what the mistake is in few words. Just tell me what it is. Don't write a whole dictionary on it. Just tell me what the mistake is. But that looks right there. Shaman looks right. What else? But that looks right because you have shamana, shamana, shaman. You know. So what does that mean? And by the way, shaman literally means oil. It transliterates the transliteration of shaman is what we're saying, and it's the transliteration as to mean oil, like olive oil, like the oil that you get poured over your head, uh, when you get anointed, right? That's where that word comes from. Okay, that's where that word comes from. Okay, but anyway, Here's the no one caught it. Did you catch
Um,
the obvious mistake there?
Sister Azra says it's the Assyrian spelling.
Okay. So that's I'm gonna assume that she understands.
Parva says,
What Parabah say?
she says Shaman wrong and do the nah.
There you go. Looks like should be what? Like this, right? And so if they caught it, I'm gonna go ahead and write it down. Should look like that. See, they know. Plus it can't be that. So let's clap it up for them sisters, man. And I'm right. In other words, right here, you can't use that nah. That doesn't look right. It'll when you're reading to the Tanakh where those words are, and then you understand it'll look like it'll have this nah here. Of course, on the Hebrew chart, you'll see it there. I kind of slanted a little bit so you can see it. It really looks like this. Like this. Jesus, not quite like that though. It looks more like this. More like something like that. Okay. I kind of slanted so because it's the only thing in the world. There's another thing like a ka that sort of looks like it. One's wider, one's shorter, and you'll understand that if I didn't slant it or something, you wouldn't tell. But that's the whole point. You want to, and even in the Tanakh, they slant it a little bit sometimes, or they emphasize it to make that nah looks a little different. And so, but they caught it. So Azar and Azara and Parabak caught it. So they know because it looks like this, like that. That will be the correct way. Because if you turned it in like that, if we was doing something, then you would be wrong. But it means oil, shaman. Write that in your notes. The whole point of this is to add to your vocabulary. 3 years of vocabulary, you should have an extensive vocabulary by now, right? Because that's how long I've been doing this for a while. Now I'm near 4. Here, let's do another one here, and I'm going to. Here's one. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Let's do this one right here. Okay, y'all ready? Let's see. Do I want to do this one? Yeah, let's do this one. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in this right here. I'm gonna do it in Assyrian. See how well y'all Assyrian is. Okay. All right. See how well your Assyrian is. Okay. See how well that is. Your Assyrian. Let's see. Right there. I'm not going to write it in ancient. I just want you to see how good your Assyrian is. That one in red, that's only in Assyrian. Check your Assyrian out. Either you memorize it or look on the chart. Okay? Yeah, that's what you want. All right? Yeah. Okay? Go to it. Let's go to it. So you want to break it down. You want to take your time, look on the chart, because I don't have any connectors up there. And to me, without those connectors, it's a little harder to read, harder to understand. It's questions that, you know. looks a little different. You know. Rough, ain't it? Huh? All right. Oh, y'all gonna make me just go ahead and give the in. Anyway, that's in I ain't gonna write the ancient. I'm gonna go and give you the Syrian on this one.
Okay.
Go ahead. What we got?
Parba says
What
Sadak.
Huh?
Sadak.
Parabog has what? Spell that. Spell what she has.
Sadak.
She said K?
Okay.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No. She's close. Parabog. Look that over again, Parabog. But I can understand how you would say that. I can. But look on your here. As a matter of fact, let me rewrite this again right here. How about that? It's a little better. Sometimes it's my fault because the character that you're looking for looks like this with a little longer stem on it and flatter. The other one looks a little bit more rounded. They look almost exactly alike, but this one right here looks more like that. And there's a big difference between here and there. But you have to look real close at them. One's rounded. Pretty much on the chart is like that too. Now correct that, Parabah.
Sister Azura said Salak. She's asking, is it Salak?
No, it's not Salak. It's not Salak. Not Sadak and not Salak. But that is always get. I notice that when I leave it up to the Syrian, all hell break loose. All right, let me do it this way. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can understand. Okay. Let's do it this way. Okay. Now I'll see if you can get it. Y'all get it. Just go ahead and use someone. I got 3 different spelling. Which one is right here?
Parba said Sadar.
Sadar. So you can see the difference now, Parba, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Ra is a little wider, a little shorter, and the Ka is a little longer stem here and shorter this way. So when you got the Hebrew character, then I can understand why you would say that, but I did that to show you that that's a Ra, but I can see why she's saying that. Well, hell, I'm looking down here. Well, that's a Ra, that's ending, but it's not this ending character here. And they look damn near alike, because I have done classes on this in Hebrew characters to differentiate the Hebrew characters, right? and there are ones that look alike. And we're going to get into that in a second here if that's what you need. But that word is sadar, okay? And that's this. Sadar means to arrange, like arrange things, like arrange, like to just to arrange something, you know. But that's what the word is, sadar, arrange, Arrang, to arrange, okay? Arrange, okay? But I'm going to do something here real quick because I notice people, but that anyway, Azara and Paraba and who else we got? How about? Let's check this out. I'm gonna do this real quick here. Hey, bear with me right here. I'm gonna go over this because I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna do something here because people get these. They get these. Here, I want y'all. Okay, I want y'all to tell me, and I'm gonna label them. I'm gonna label these things here, and I want y'all to tell me which one is which. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me put the other one up here. There's one more. Oh, these are hell bent right here. They're all different. They all look different. But I want y'all to tell me from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what Hebrew characters are they? They look damn near alike. And that chart will tell the story. So I want y'all to tell me which one of these. Tell me. And one, write it down. Take your time. You got time. Take your time. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take your time. Tell me what it is. Okay. Take your time. Just like that. Because I know, because I want to make sure that even though if I wrote something down and it looks, let's see, challenging for writing, you can still differentiate it simply because of special things in it. Okay? All right. Let me y'all tell me what these are. Now, I know they all look different on that board right there. So, and they are in the Assyrian and the ancient. So they're in different. I mean, I can add another one up there that'll purposely confuse you. But I'm going to stay with 5 of them. Just tell me, using your chart or using your understanding of Hebrew characters, what characters are these? 1 through 5. All you have to do is say 1 block, 1 this, 1, 2 that, 3 that. So you got a choice from Abagada Hawa Zakata Yakala Manasa I Patazakwarashata. Because in order to understand the words a little better, of course, I got to write it. And then, of course, you have to transliterate it. So you have to understand that there are so much differentiation. Now you got to really pay attention to that. And they look pretty much like this. I've given you the answers right there. But if you don't pay attention to that, it's going to be hard to understand that. But there are so many differences in these. I put enough differences in here that looks like the chart. Okay? So take your time. What we got? Y'all take your time. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. I did this because of what y'all, because when I went to Assyrian, I noticed that you guys, and it always comes out like that because Assyrian is just a whole different language. And it's, I don't know, all I know is ancient to me is just better for me because it's the original language that the Most High wrote. So Assyrian is the one they had in captivity. That's fine. That's what we had is what we had. So we have to learn here, even in our captivity, to study both of those. Okay. So what you got? Take your time. You got the differentiation of them yourself. Take your time. Write them down. Huh? It's hard. I mean, it ain't exactly easy. Yeah, that's better. Now they're real time, real live. That's why I made them all the same height or the right perspective height. Let's put it that way. That's important. It's very important. I made them sort of life size, and but that's what I did. I tried anyway. There are some subtle differences here that you'll understand. There we go. A little better there for that. Same here. There are some subtle differences there. You got to look at the proximity of how wide something is, how tall this is, how stubby that is versus how tall that is. What is that versus that?
You have some answers.
What you got? What's the answers we got?
Okay. Number 1 is nah.
Number 1 is nah, she said. Okay.
Number 2 is pa.
Pa?
Concert.
Okay, go ahead.
And number 3 is ka.
3 is ka.
Number 4 is ra.
Okay.
And number 5 is nah.
Nah.
Concert. Powerball has a different answer.
Okay, Powerball. Come on.
Powerball has number 1 as wa.
Okay, she said wa.
Number 2 is nah.
Okay.
Number 3 is ka.
Yeah.
Number 4 is ra.
Yeah.
And number 5 is nah.
All right. What you got?
I have nah, ka, ra, and da. I'm totally off.
Say it again. I'll write it down. What you got?
I have nah, ka.
Nah. Is that what you say?
Concert.
Okay.
Ka, ra, and da.
And da? Da?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's review this here. So Ra says na, pa, ka, ra, na. Paraba says wa, na, ka, ra, na. And you say na, Na, ka, ra, da. So obviously somebody's wrong and somebody's right. But in this class, it's not a wrong or right. It's let's correct and let's find out why. And let me tell you who the winner is, if you want to call it that way, you know. Parabah got them every last one of them right.
All right.
Parabah, she's been in this class for a while now. Parabah say, wah, because that looks just like a wah over there. But she took the time, she said, because there is enough differentiation to understand what this is. So wah. And then you have, and it is, I made them look like the chart, but they just goes to show you that you have to be able to differentiate these in order to spell those, to transliterate those words. Na, and that is, okay, the wa is ancient Hebrew. This na is, that's ancient Hebrew. And that's a na. She's right.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a ka. That is an ending character
Mm-hmm.
in the ancient Hebrew. And this ra, that is over here. That is ancient Hebrew also. And what else? That's a ra. And then, of course, that is the ending character, a na. That's the ending character. Those ending characters will throw you off. But they're part of the language, so you have to understand the Assyrian language. If you notice, everything we have up here is Assyrian, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do that. I just kind of threw it up there. But you see how the differentiation of the Syrian language is a little rougher, you know. But that's you see how they work right there. All right, I'm gonna do one more and show y'all. Now y'all put that in your notes, because if you put this in your notes pretty much like that, you'll never forget it. But clap it up for Parabah. She's got that one. She ain't been in class in a while, so at least she hadn't vocalized it anyway on the screen. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Check this out. All right, let's try this one. Let's try these right here. Well, I tell you, y'all, man, I don't know. I don't know about y'all. All right. I'm doing a pretty good job, though, you know. Let's see. Let me see some more here. Let me try to get some more stuff going on up in here. Let's see. Oh, here. But it's up to me. It is incumbent upon me to make sure, I don't use those words like that. It's to make sure I spell things right. Okay? That's why I'm doing this. Okay, here's some more. Here. 1, 2, 3. And this is the last time I do this, because I just don't want to get y'all overzealous. Then you stop working with me. But y'all doing a wonderful job here. Tell me, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What in the world are those characters up there? It's important for y'all to understand that. So when I put a word up there and we grow from here, because if I start putting words in sentences, man, you're gonna look at these like, we got to get past this first. The total differentiation of words. Of course, then we'll understand their meaning, but we got to learn how to, break them down properly. And I understand, and it's harder. Matter of fact, it's harder for us. We got to be twice as good, because we're doing 2 languages at one. Other worlds just got one little language, one little character for their little language. We got 2 up here. That chart has ancient and Assyrian Hebrew. And we had both of those. Okay. Now that means we know 3 languages. Now we got to do English. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I gotta know that too. Come on, man. I mean, but we're smart people, man. We're the first and foremost of all things, so we can do that. So y'all take your time and do that, okay? Go ahead, take your time. Take your time. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell me what characters they are on that Hebrew chart or from your memory. Okay. Okay. This will be the last one we'll do here. And we'll start wrapping up class a little bit here. But Lisa, work with me through here. Tell me what this is. Take your time, so you'll understand when you look at a character. Just give you a little bit better of understanding. So when you actually see a character, you can break it down to the sense of knowing exactly what it looks like. Because when a writer when somebody's breaking down on a board here, they're actually writing down how they see it. I try to write it down exactly like I look on the chart. I try. And if they get it wrong, they'll throw you off. And I don't want to do that. Okay. So y'all take your time.
Powerball has it already.
Parabol got that already?
Uh-huh.
Man. She's driving around it. Okay, Parabol. She knows. You've been in class for a round. Sister Azara.
She has it.
She should have it too. That's what I said.
Yeah.
All right. They're going neck and neck here.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Got 3, 4 people participating.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with it. What we got?
Okay.
Sister Parabol, what you got?
She has ha,
Huh?
ka, tha, taza, I.
Okay. All right. What's Sister who's it? Azara, right? What you got?
She has the same thing. Ha,
You got the same thing?
ha, ka, tha, taza, I.
What do you got?
Same thing.
So everybody got the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
What y'all doing? Copying off each other? No, I'm just joking here. But listen, clap it up for the people, man. Damn right. And that's what it is. And you can see the differences in their language here. These are all Assyrian types. Even this one. All of them are. You see all of these? See how they look alike? Now, when I go to the ancient, every last one of them rascals look different. I can't see a one. You might have, I don't see anything up there that looks the same. But the ancient Hebrew, it looks, you can see how they built them to look alike. Love. But so therefore, you have to pay close attention when you use Assyrian. Now you see why I use the ancient language more foremost than anything. Most High said that this is the original language. We the people. So he gave us a pure language, man. And but that's Ka. I'm sorry, that's Ha. That's Ka. And there's more than one Ka, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Ka, but it doesn't look like that, and it's gonna look like a C looking thing there, like that. Anyway, tha, little golf club right there. The difference between this ha and this ka is that space right there, and that's the only difference. But when you see this, the difference here, the tha is the golf club looking thing there. The taza looks like a little Y, taza, right? And the I, I used to get these confused, believe it or not. And I discovered I was drawing them wrong. Mm-hmm. And that's the I. Okay? Mm-hmm. So let's clap it up, man. Everybody got that right there, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed class. But you got to understand that, when you do this from time to time, the vocabulary, I have to break down and go to a vocabulary class sometime so people can get an understanding and meaning of what the words are in Hebrew, how they look. And I discovered that when you're doing words, one of the first things that you got to do is make sure you understand what the characters look like. Sometimes my intention is to go through a lot of words and I find out people, oh man, am I doing something wrong? Or you guys, it doesn't matter if I'm doing it wrong or you're doing it wrong. Well, it means we all doing it wrong. We all got to help each other. That's what brotherhood and sister is about. I'm a priest and prophet of the Most High, so I got to make sure I write this chart properly, and you got to express to me, I don't understand. And I got to be very, very good at drawing and writing the character. I put my hands up for the ancient Hebrew because it's easier to differentiate, because I don't see any variables in that the words, the characters themselves don't vary in each other. That's the reason why I use it. Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Everybody clear on that. So good. So that's all I'm trying to say. But we did very good tonight, didn't we? I thought so. I thought we had a good class tonight, and we understood each other. And I'm so glad to see Sister Izara, Hawabah, Shar. I don't know where some other brothers are. They're supposed to be in class checking out. I guess they don't want to build anymore on Hebrew. So now I'm just joking. But always checking the class to help us out here. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indians, of course, make sure you join the ISUPK, pay your tithes, of course. Get into the ISUPK under Commander Johnny Hanna. And if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and understand to separate from the suppressor, man. And our language is a way. The word to separate has a connotation meaning. It means, but it spells out badal to separate, but it has a meaning of Qadash, to holy. How you gonna be holy and you still rubbing elbows with the oppressor? They're not holy. So separate or badal and be holy. Qadash. That makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to me. That makes sense. That's the only way. That's how I see it. You got to get in here and make sure when you get in here that you pay your tithe and support Commander Johnny Hanna, because he's doing a fantastic work here in Greenville. We're building up schools all around Augusta. We're trying Sharrah, and we're doing work as the captain in the captain is illustrated and told us to go out and under Commander Johnny Hanna and build from there. And it's all for that. That's what we're here for, because the Most High is coming back here soon with those chariots. He's gonna rearrange his purse, as one of the generals says. He's gonna evict somebody. Clap it up for class again. Somebody getting evicted. Damn right. Okay. All right. Let's read some announcements here, man. I'll get myself in trouble here. Security announcements, man. We are the ISUPK, started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the brother and sister, when a brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment, number 18 and 21. Malachi 3:8-10 means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma Asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. All right. Um, Most High gives you to the Treasury Department or a teacher. The priest funds, the free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, but whatsoever amount you would like. The holy convocations is this. Of course, we just had a Hanukkah here where we're going ready to come up into another feast day. It will be Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That's Thursday, the 13th of March, and Friday, the 14th, March 2025. Esther 9/2021. That's called Purim. Okay, so govern yourself accordingly. We'll talk about it a little later. And of course, we're going to remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, and headband and scarf, right? So, like I said, we clap it up again for class right here. And we're going to stand and salute the brothers and sisters here. Okay. Lock it. Okay. We'll stand and salute our brothers and sisters, right? Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmadian, Barak, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatam, Yamata, Sar, and face the sisters. We're going to salute our sisters, right? Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmadja, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahushai.
Yamata, class dismissed.